Hello. In this code, we are discussing about the interfacing of DHT11 with Blynk Cloud. So, the step one is to understand the installation procedure of libraries required for DHT11 and the Blynk IoT Cloud on your Raspberry Pi. As we are using the Python platform, it is mandatory to install these two libraries. Step number two, in which we are going to configure the Blynk platform. So by default, Blynk platform is giving you an access to use the GUI in two modes, desktop base and the mobile app base. So in both the things, we can do an interfacing of the GUI. So you will be able to access the IoT mechanism over the desktop and over the mobile. Once you are ready with these two stuff, now it's time to write the code in the Python. So after installing the few libraries, we will write the code in the Python, so in which the putty or VNC viewer we are going to use to see the screen. And then last step will be to run the application of Blynk and display the data on your mobile phone or a desktop PC as a GUI. So our interest is to see the values of temperature and humidity in the form of application. Okay, so this is regarding the main concept, how we are going to apply it over here. Here the code is explained and the steps we are going to integrate the libraries of the Python. So if you are already done the implementation of DHT11 with Blynk, DHT11 with the Raspberry Pi, first three steps are you may skip. You can directly jump to the second last step of implementation or cloning the GitHub library of the Blynk. Else, first do the prerequisite to apt sudo update and upgrade, then integrate the libraries of Adafruit. As we are using DHT11 which has been given by Adafruit, you can integrate that. Then pip3 install Adafruit IO is a optional step. If you want to go with that step, you may proceed to integrate another few sensors which are helpful for Raspberry Pi integration. Now, in order to understand how to implement this, we have connected the Raspberry Pi over the VNC viewer. So make sure that your desktop PC or laptop and this Raspberry Pi are connected on the same network. So put the IP address, put the user ID password, and you will see the Raspberry Pi is connected on the VNC viewer. Okay, this is a virtual terminal. So you will see the open the terminal prompt and type the command sudo apt-get update. Then we will go for the next step, sudo apt-get upgrade. And then it will follow the steps. Already it has been done from my side, so just switch to the last part, that is an pip install adafruit underscore DHT. So library of DHT is already installed. So if you are not done this step, you may do this step again. Now next step is to see the installation of your Blynk IoT. So cd/home/pi is a step we need to implement to have your folder over there. Make sure that once you do an execution of any code for a Blynk access, the Python file you have to save in the same folder, that Blynk hyphen library python, which has been your clone on the home directory. Okay, So copy this line, git clone https/github and the given path, and put it over your terminal prompt. So it will clone this library on your terminal prompt to your home folder. Okay, this is a mandatory step we are going to follow. Next step. So once you finish this cloning step, now we are going to see the part how we are going to execute this code. So this is a code understanding steps to configure the Raspberry Pi. Before that, see the change to the home folder /home/pi, enter, and type the command for cloning the folder for Blynk app. So once you finish with these two steps, now it's time to see the functionality of your Blynk IoT. Okay, so you have to log in with the Blynk Cloud. So once you log in with the Blynk Cloud, you have to go for the login. So just go with the login credentials and click on the new device. Okay, so this is a mandatory step when we are going to create a new application, a new template we want to create. So this template will be based on the hardware that you are going to use and the type of connection. Okay, so apart from that, Blynk OTA is also given and webhooks are also given. So let's proceed with the basic stuff of creating a new template. So click on the new template. Here hardware has been given as a Raspberry Pi, Arduino, and so on. So I am selecting as Raspberry Pi and over the connection of the Wi-Fi. Click on give the name to this template. As a temporary, I am giving hello Raspberry Pi, hello RPi, and save the file. So once you save, it will create a new template with some few steps. Okay, now once you've done with this part, you have to go on the template and you can click on the template. It will show you few additional steps. So out of data stream is the most important step. So what do you mean by data stream? Whenever you want to pass the data from your Raspberry Pi to this Blynk console, we are accessing data via virtual fields, virtual entities. So v0, v1, v2 are the pin numbers in the virtual form. Okay, so temperature humidity value I want to show over here in the virtual field. So I have accessing those using a new data stream as a virtual pin. So click on that as a virtual pin, give the name, select the pin number. So v0 and v1 we have already selected for the temperature humidity. Data type, right now I am using data type as a double, and then select the unit. So as this is a humidity, temperature humidity, the scale will be from 0 to 100 and unit for it will be a percentile. So scroll it down and you will select the option as a percentile. Click on create, and once you select, click on the create. So it will generate the new label with the name as a humidity, and you have to use it for your next purpose. Okay, now as you can see, the two variable has been created. First is a humidity on the pin number v0, max range is 0 to 100, and the scale for it is from. Next is a temperature. Temperature we have given the range as a v1, its scale is varying from 0 to 100 degrees Celsius. Unit is degree Celsius. Data type is double, and select decimal point, 2 point decimals. Okay, click on save. These are the two data streams I have created for the our this DHT11 interfacing stuff. Now click on the web dashboard. This is the web dashboard where widgets will be connected. Okay, so if you want to do any input or output entity interfacing, the widgets are used. So this is a controlling action, so input will be given from this section, and this is output section, display. So LED, label, gauge, these are the widgets for showing the output. So I'm using the gauge window over here, so just drag it and drop on the screen. Okay, so this is the first gauge. Click second, this is second gauge. So first is for knowing the humidity, second is for knowing the temperature. So give the title as a humidity and put the data stream as a humidity V0, which we have given in the data stream. Okay, select the color, appropriate color, save it. Do the same exercise for the next gauge, that is for temperature. Put the value of it as a temperature. Select the data stream as a V1, change the color to appropriate one and save it. That's it. So these are the things we are doing for the web dashboard. Similar thing can be considered for the mobile application also. So if you have mobile phone, just open the mobile phone, go to the Play Store, install the Blynk Iot, and again you have to do the same process. Just log in with your credentials, go to the template. Once you go to the template, then you have to add a new widget, apply the widget and give the tags to the widgets. So though how it is appearing on the web dashboard, similar it will appear on your mobile phone also. Okay, now let's switch to the coding stuff. Now we are going to code for Raspberry Pi. Once you log in with the VNC viewer, now it's time to write a code. So you may go with the normal as a nano editor, or you may also prefer to go with the programming via Genie programmers editor. So I'm going via Genie programmers editor. So this is my code where I'm going to put the Blynk reading via DHT11 on Raspberry Pi. Now let's go to the code section. This is our code. So let's understand what is happening over here. So first three lines are to import the required libraries. Blynk lib is from the Blynk library, just we have done from the GitHub. Next two lines are for Raspberry Pi as GPIO, and the DHT11 for the reading the part, reading the sensor. We are using DHT11, so just set it as a Adafruit DHT11.DHT11. If you have DHT22, change it over here. I'm connecting it on the GPIO4, that means it's on the pin number 4. This Blynk authentication token is very important. So it is an unique identity to link your Raspberry Pi with your Blynk IoT platform. So how to do that? This code will be unique and it will be generated once you are going to configure the Blynk IoT with your own template for accessing your application. Okay, so this is your Blynk IoT application. Just go to device section, click on the Raspberry Pi and click on the device info. So here three tabs will be available: ID, template name and token authentication. So for Raspberry Pi you need to go with all these three values. For Arduino you need to go with these three values: Arduino or your BLE NanoSense or ESP32. But for Raspberry Pi you have to go with the only last one, that is an authentication token, Blynk authentication token. Okay, so just copy that Blynk authentication token from here and you can keep it over the same place. Okay, so just copy and paste it over here in the Blynk authentication token section. Then next two lines are to configure it and validate the authentication token. So if it gets successfully connected, the next message function of sync from the data from virtual machine. It will print the message on your console on your Raspberry Pi. Okay, so hi, you're connected to Raspberry Pi Blynk 2.0 and the print MITD Edge Computing Lab. So this message will be displayed on your terminal. Then once connection is successful, these lines are very important. So first, my data is a defined function which is going to read the temperature in the two variables, temperature and humidity, from the DHT sensor, and we are going to print it on the console in the form like a first value in 0.01 floating point temperature, and second is a humidity as a second value. So if there is an issue, it will message as a sensor failure, else it will print these values on your console. Once the value is available in console, next is to put the value virtually on your Blynk Iot. So function is blink.virtual underscore write 0 comma humidity. So 0 is my v0 signal or a data stream, and 1 stands for v1 data stream. So put the humidity on v0 and put the temperature on v1, and once the value has been sent, we are passing it with this interval of 2 seconds. So timer dot set interval with the 2 comma my data. So apply this function after every 2 seconds, and to keep it always in running mode, apply it as an blink dot run. Pin configuration is shown over here. So on pin number 4, DHT11 signal pin is connected, VCC is on 4 and 6 is given to the ground. Okay, this is your group I kit connected over here, in which we are going to access it with signal pin, VCC and ground. So once the connection has been done, it's time to showcase the data on your system. Okay, now once connection has been done, just execute that code. So click on the execute button. Make sure that library python hyphen library hyphen python, you have saved the code this .py into the same folder into the home section. So once this step has been done, click on OK. So it will run the code. So now you have executed the code, and now your Raspberry Pi is running the code to have a link with the Blynk Iot. Okay, so once you click, now we will switch to the Blynk Iot and to see how the output will be going to visible over here. So before the device was offline, now let's see the desktop, the Blynk Iot app, and check whether my device Raspberry Pi is online or not. Yes, if you observe rpi/online has been written, means your device has been recognized successfully and it is running the Raspberry Pi with the Blynk Iot application from your system. Okay, so this is your Raspberry Pi application, in which humidity is right now at 44%, temperature is 27 degrees Celsius, room temperature. Okay, if you want to verify the change in the temperature or humidity, take the sensor in your hand and just pass the hot air nearby to the sensor, so it will change the humidity as well as temperature, and you may observe that now temperature humidity is also going to change. So this is the best example of retrieving the value on the your Blynk console. The fantastic thing is that, students, this is an way we can do in the mobile as well as the desktop PC, no matter where you are right now. So it will properly identify the value and will read in a real time. Okay, so make sure that you are going to execute it on your own system, have a trial, and just feel how the Blynk Iot is going to execute the stuff. Okay, also you may have a flavor of other components from the Blynk Iot platform. Automation is there, then accessing of the other metadata part is there. So you may have another credentials, the making of tabs, charts, so many options are available in the Blynk Iot. So you can use these options for your next purpose. So your automation option is very important. So if you, something is happen and if you want to remind or if you want to send an alert to the user, then the tab of automation is used over here. So if I click on the tab automation, here you have to pass the specific span. If the temperature is more than X, or let's say humidity is changing in this span, let's alert the user by passing an email or sending an notification on your mobile phone. So this is additional stuff, so you may use this stuff as an advanced part and do the exercise for this one. Thank you so much. We will meet again back for the next experiment. Thank you so much.